If you've written a report, you'll need to make sure that it's well formatted and professionally presented for your reader. Stay tuned and find out how to avoid making the common formatting mistake that 99% of people make, and learn how to completely change style in just a few simple clicks. There are lots of different ways of presenting reports which can be equally effective, but it's essential to be consistent in how you present the different elements of your report, otherwise you can confuse your reader or make the whole thing look really amateurish.
This is
If you read a paper or magazine regularly, you'll notice that most of the articles follow certain principles so that they're presented in a consistent format. Although the articles are written by different people, they use the same principles for laying out and formatting their work, how they spell or hyphenate different words, and how they set out things like lists. Authors for a particular journal, newspaper or magazine are generally required to follow a style guide. In the same way, most companies will have brand guidelines that specify how their logos and branding must be presented in different media. This ensures that their brand identity is consistent and recognisable. And when you write a report for a college course, you often have to comply with specified requirements for setting out your work. It's always important to find out whether there is a style guide or a style requirement that has to be followed for your report. If there is, you must follow it. If you don't have a style guide, you still need to follow the principles of clarity and consistency. Most people are familiar with the toolbars in Microsoft Word that allow you to easily change the format of your text. But formatting long documents using toolbars can prove to be a nightmare, and it's a common mistake that the vast majority of people make. Using the formatting toolbar requires you to change each separate item in your document. That means you'd have to change every single header and paragraph individually. If you then change your mind about any aspect of the formatting, you'd then have to go back and change every single item again. Formatting your documents in this way is a laborious process and it's extremely inefficient. It also becomes very difficult to ensure that the formatting is applied consistently throughout the document, and it can therefore lead to numerous mistakes. A far more efficient and effective way of formatting is to use styles. A style is the name given to a set of formatting commands that can be applied to paragraphs, characters, tables or lists. The most useful ones are for paragraphs. While we think of paragraphs as sections of text, Microsoft Word identifies a paragraph as anything that's terminated by an enter key. This includes headings, list items, pictures, as well as sections of text. We can highlight this document and then use the Tools word count facility to see how many paragraphs we have. There are actually 277. It's a mixture of normal paragraphs, headings, list items and pictures. That's a lot, and it means we'd have to format each of 277 paragraphs individually if we use the formatting toolbar. But using the Styles function in the Format menu, it will enable you to reformat your entire document very easily. I'm going to create a style called Red. This is done by Format, Style, New, and all I want to do is make the font red. I now click Apply and the paragraph in which the cursor sits has turned red. If we look at the Style menu, we can see that there's now a style called Red that wasn't there before. And now I'm going to create a style called Blue. And this appears in the Styles menu. And now I'm going to create a style called Yellow. I can now make all 3 paragraphs blue. Now I want all the blue words to be in italics. So I go to Format, Style, I make sure the blue style is highlighted, I click on Modify, and then I click on the italic symbol. I've now decided I want them all to look like they looked originally, and I can do this by highlighting the 3 paragraphs, then choosing the style called Normal. Normal is Word's default style. So if lots of different paragraphs have the same name, you can just change the style associated with that name and all the paragraphs will take on the same style. If you open a new document in Word, you think there's nothing there, but actually it's already full of styles, many of which you may never use. These are there to enable a number of built-in Word style sheets to be formatted, but they can be a real nuisance. If you're working on a previously saved document, these default styles make locating your own styles very difficult, but there's something you can do to help. Click on the View menu, find Toolbox and an item called Styles. This gives you the option to select which styles will be shown. It's easiest to select In Current Document because these will be things you created and you'll know what they're for. This list is also reflected in the pull-down menu that you'll be using for applying styles later on. So if we create our red, blue and yellow styles, this is what the pull-down menu will look like. We can also create character styles. We often want to emphasize certain words in a report. This is usually done by underlining those words or using italics. But generally we want all emphasized words to have the same style. We'll call this style Emphasize. But this time we select the style type as character. So if we then emphasize lots of words using underline, we can always change at a later date to italics because they were all formatted with a style. You can tell whether a style is a character style or a paragraph style because of the little symbol that appears on its right-hand side. We'll now create a paragraph style called Emphasize Paragraph. You'll notice you can apply a font to the entire paragraph using a paragraph style, but a character style just affects the characters you've highlighted. Once you've got the hang of styles, you're going to find them really useful. You can use styles in conjunction with the outline function for some brilliant time-saving tricks to format your documents. If you don't already know about the amazing outline function, then check out this video. If you already know about the outline function, then check out our video on combining styles with outlines.